Hello folks, welcome back to Dota Politica. And of course, my name is Peter Ogutu, here with Code Power, the State Kenya. Now, we are unraveling, the Karura forest torture chamber that of course is linked to Ojwang'S death. It's said that Ojwang alichukuliwa from police station, akapelekwa to the dark side of the world, Karura forest. Now, one, do you think that, this chamber, of course, Gachagua said yesterday that there is 101 hit squad organized by President William Ruto. That's what he said. And he's saying that some of them, Karura forest, that's where you are taken and unafinywa vibaya sana. Now, it also claimed that Ojwang was sneaked, from Central Police Station to Karura forest in a private vehicle to be tortured there. Yeah, when Ojwang was, after he arrived in Nairobi, alipelekwa Central Police Station. I think there's no way, of course, you can remove a criminal or even someone who's accused from a police station to Karura forest kumpige without orders from a powerful person. I have to raise my hand, kweli. No, there's no way. Unless there's someone powerful who made a call, toweni ujama mkampige. That's all. Now, there was, alipofika pale Karura forest, what happened? Of course, people are trying to imagine what do you think happened when Ojwang alifika Karura forest. Of course, he was handcuffed. He was handcuffed. Hakuna kukimbia, and there is no defending yourself. There's no fighting back, no defending yourself, and no escaping. So, blows landed on him. Kwa kichwa, body. I believe the policemen, of course, some of them have been arrested. Kiumana, the less powerful, the one are sacrificed. But the bigger ones, they remain safe. That's the rule of nature. Now, he was beaten by policemen. Yeah, go proper. Then he went to a coma. When you're handcuffed, unapigwa na wanaume, you will definitely die. Your body cannot, respond because you're defenseless. When you're not handcuffed, you can at least, block yourself. Kama umefungwa na pingo, you will die because your body is defenseless, and this guy are hitting your chest, your head, and of course this caused trauma. He just went into a coma, and after in a coma, these policemen, of course, they became worried. Probably the order was that mumpige tu mumtorture, but through the beatings he died. So this guy now took the body to Bagati hospital, and you have all seen the video. Alipofika pale, they were trying to to stage manage the whole scenario, make it as if this guy just got injured kwa cell, then in the police station ama hospitali, he died in the hands of the doctors, and that was the plan of the police force. Not the entire police, just the rogue ones. Yeah, no, they are good policemen, kweli, but they are bad policemen who just follow orders blindly. No. So that's what happened. Now, an autopsy confirmed that, of course, it was beatings. Alipigwa. Bruises were there. Of course, his neck was pressed. The cords, zilikuwa zimevunjika. And it showed, and of course, it disputed earlier claims by the IG Kanja that this guy alijipiga hicho kokuta. Now you see even IG Kanja is not being implicated here. Because why did he lie? Why? You can only lie when you're protecting your friend. Yeah, why did he lie? You should have just come out and said that this guy was beaten. Because later on, he came and apologized that he was lying to Kenyans. The question is, why? Don't apologize. Why did you lie? That's the question. Why did you lie to Kenyans? Now, that's what happened. And of course, Ojwang's family claims that their son was killed in Karura forest. And he's saying that even the person who orchestrated all this, because in this picture, he talks about Langat, because he said yesterday that Langat is the one who sent policemen to his homestead to arrest his son. That's what he said. Now, he's saying that hao watu walipeleka mtoto wake kwa chamber, wakampiga, wakammaliza, then wakamrudisha. And of course, now this chamber has brought to Kenyans' attention, like, is there at torture chamber? Yeah, because now we are back to Moi days. During Moi days, ongeongea, no, not talking. Talk shit, unashikwa. No, chamber. And I think in this century, we are not being taken back 50 years back, whereby you couldn't say anything. Some of yote, chamber. And it is sad because now we are civilized, and I think the world is, we are in a new digital era. During Moi's era, hakukuwa social media, people are not schooled, people watakuwa wajanja, but right now people have gone to school, people have, there's social media, there's human rights, there's IPOA, there's everything, but now you're still seeing crazy things happening, something that I believe should just stop, because it is not fair to human life. Now, of course, after that, there's cover-up. We have seen cover-up. The people are saying cover this thing. In fact, the DCI even said that, Amin said that Kalam OCS is the one who orchestrated this murder. I don't think an OCS can just decide to take a prisoner or an accused person, amchukue, ampeleke Karura forest, ampige, malize. There must have been some order somewhere. I don't think as an OCS, because an OCS had nothing against Ojwang, because he was not the one who was defamed. So you can't tell me that the OCS was much in pain. Shinda Langat akaamua kuchukua kijana akampiga. It doesn't make any sense to me. That's maybe to you. To me, it doesn't make any sense. Now, this is the cover-up, and even Ruto himself, his government, is covering this story. It's covering up this story, because even Murkomen confessed in Senate that he cannot ask Langat to step down because there's no evidence. Of course, there's no evidence to link him, but of course, there's the whole story, the buck stops with him. The whole story emanates from Langat, who is the complainant. And apart from being the complainant, he is the second powerful police officer in Kenya. Kweli. So, in other countries, when you're facing such crazy allegations, the first thing you do, you're being asked to, step down. You step down, we do our thorough investigation. And that's what happens. Step down, we do our thorough investigation. But in Kenya, the reverse is happening. And now, this makes Kenya believe that there is a torture chamber in Karura forest. And of course, this has to instill fear in some people. We can't just talk that, But again, I'm against defaming someone. If you defame someone, you seem sorry. And if it is true, Ojwang did that, defamed Langat, that's wrong. But again, two wrongs don't make a right. You say that, all should have been done, he should have been taken to court. If he cannot defend himself in court, what happens? He'll be taken to the gallows. Kweli. But if killing someone, it is not even in the constitution. When someone wrongs, take him to court. And there's no problem, because that's the law. But beating him, killing him, denying his father the right to be with his son, it is something that's so crazy. Now, Gachagua, of course, the main political figure in Kenya right now, the person who is sweeping the entire wave, the person who is actually out there to finish Ruto in the next elections, is adamant. And in fact, what I like about Gachagua is one thing. What he says, some of us point, they have points actually, because he once said that there's a hit squad organized in Karen. Some of them are from Congo, some of them are from, Kenya, Uganda. And these people's main work is to, of course, maim anyone who will be opposing the government in the wrong way. That's what he said. And now he's saying that there is 101 organized hit squad. And of course, are carrying this act. In fact, he said that it's linking this hit squad to Karura forest. And he's saying that this hit squad is the one that was used to, of course, finish Ojwang. That's what he's saying. So, of course, Kenyans are not believing Gachagua, because things are happening in Kenya, things that we can't even comprehend. I mean, just every kifo imekuwa kitu ya kawaida in Kenya because people have died. Sasa ukisikia mtu amekufa, you're not even shocked. It's happening day by day. Yeah, day by day. And that's what I'm saying. Karura Forest is a thing that, of course, will have to haunt Kenyans unless the government decides to disband it, if at all it is there. Okay? But again, something for sure is that abductions are there, and of course, people in power have decided that they cannot take any. They don't stand to be wronged. They only stand to be clapped at Pigoma Coffee. But uniambia no, don't do that. You don't want to be told that. And that's what's happening right now. Now, this chamber is really torturing Ojwang'S father because the man cries day by day. I saw the video yesterday, he was crying, yeah? Imagining how his son would have been here, take care of him. When you grow old, what you usually wish is that you be taken care of by your kids. But when you are the one to bury your kids to your old age, it becomes traumatizing, yeah? And I think this is what's happening to Ojwang'S father, Meshach Ojwang'. He's the one to bury his son at his own age, instead of the son to bury him, or the son should remain there and take care of the compound. But anyway, that's life. So that's all about the Karura Forest. And I want you to hit me in the comment section. I mean, you need to tell me, like, first of all, do you believe this chamber in the forest? That, of course, the main work is to maim anyone who thinks otherwise about the government, yeah, who talks shit about the government, who castigates Ruto's ideas or any other powerful person's ideas. Do you think so? I do think there is tribal cover-up being played in this case. Do you think Ruto is not willing to order the arrest of or appointments or arrest of or resignation of these powerful people that have been mentioned here? Because you are seeing the less policemen, lesser ones, like Talam and Mukwana being sacrificed. And yet, Ojwang'S father is adamant that the person who sent for his son to be arrested is Langat. And he's asking himself, Langat, why did you arrest my son and now my son has turned out to be